Hi Stitchers, this is Stitching to Connect Annie from Denver, Colorado. Sorry about the wiggles. Again, I'm in my corner in my bedroom. Just getting back in here is a challenge. Did I say Stitching? Yeah, I said Stitching to Connect Annie. That's the name of my channel. That's what I go by. Hopefully sometime in the near future, there may be some designs under that name. I'll talk about that later if you want or you're interested in it. It's going to be a new adventure. It's going to be a new adventure, and I don't know what you call it. It'll be an adventure. So, and of course I have floss on me. This is my prelude, and I didn't think this through very well. I should have started with this. My prelude to Mardi Gras. I don't know if I told you, I think I did. I mentioned to you that I have a collection of masks, not the COVID-19 kind, but fun masks. And my kids get me masks when they travel. And this is one of my very favorites. This is actually signed by, I believe, now I don't see it. It used to have a signature, maybe it's faded out. I know it's on here somewhere. This is the other side of it. It's signed by the artist. My daughter got this for me in New Orleans, of course. So, happy Mardi gras, if it's something you enjoy. I wore my fleur-de-lis scarf, which I got in New Orleans, and my bestie and I went, and it was 2000, I believe it was 2018, 17 or 18 we went, and had a fabulous time. We went in December, so it was kind of decorated for Christmas, which was fun. It was the second week of December, and I got this mask when I was there. I bought this for myself, being a cat lover. Isn't that fun? So that's a little side of me that you haven't seen before. Maybe I'll go through all my mask collections in future videos. But when I was putting on when I was thinking about how I was going to dress today, because I had choir today, and I wanted to kind of dress Mardi Gras-ish, and this is about all I had. So I didn't even have a gold. This is as close as I could get. Anyway, I'm rambling. I thought, I'm going to pull out a couple of my favorite masks and show those to you guys, guys and gals, and he's and she's and theys and all of you all, and share that little piece of me and who I am, because it's an important piece and I enjoy it. And I have them all in I call them, this is dating me, a knick-knack shelf or a tchotchke shelf in my bedroom, and I have all my masks up there and some very favorite special collections or pieces that friends have given me over the years, and they don't really fit anywhere else in my house. Plus, I think I've mentioned my husband's a minimalist, and we don't have a lot of things on walls and things like that. It's something he's comfortable with, and it's something I really don't care about. So I do have a couple of shelves that I put all my special memory items, and then of course I have my corner of my my stitching corner, which I'm in right now. I can't say that I stitch so much right where I'm at right now. I have tried a couple of stitch-alongs, Zoom calls with stitchers here. Works pretty well. It's the lighting isn't so great at night, so I struggle with that a little bit, but I'm working on that. So yeah, so this is my 52nd or 53rd, I can't remember, I always forget to look, Flosstube. And I'm going to talk about a finish. Who am I? I finished 3 things this year. 3 things already. And it's like mid-February. Going into the 3rd week of February. So I'll show that. I have a whip. I'll have my temperature chart. This is going to be kind of a short one, which is probably good because I think I'm running low on my batteries. So if all of a sudden I fade out, you'll know why, and I'll have to finish this and splice it together, which I'm not good at. So I want to jump right in and show you all what I finished. It better be in this bag, because if it's not, I don't know where it is. It has to be in here. Okay, so I put a bunch of things in bags. Maybe I put in this bag. So this was a fun bag that I got at summer camp at Black Needle Society camp last year. I really love it. It's by, I think it's by Lynn X. Oh boy. Anyway. No, it wasn't Lynn X. It was somebody else. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, but I did find what I was looking for. No, I didn't find. Where's this? You people, I think, well, I'm so prepared. I'm ready to show this. It's going to be fine. And then I get to going and I can't find it. It's the Valentine Tiny Town Wholehearted. This one. I finished it. It's not fully finished, and so maybe I'll show it when it's fully finished. This is just crazy. I took it off the Q-snap. I went, well, I'm going to show that in my video. That's not it either. You can probably call me Stitching to Connect Annie, the most unprepared floss tuber ever. Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time looking for it right now. But it's done. It's done. And I'm super happy with it. And I am planning on finishing it on one of those frames, long frames that you can interchange the tiny towns on. So moving right along, I worked on my temperature chart. I do have that. I don't know if you can see, but right here you can see some back stitching, and that's in the treasure braid, sparkly treasure braid. I think there's one right here, and then and those are We Had Snow. So this is the first 3 weeks of January, because I'd done 2, and so these are all the blues are the the 3rd week of January. So I have to finish January. Then I'm going to put a flamingo either here or here, and I'm going to put a palm tree at the end, and that will indicate that that's when I traveled. So these red and yellow and orange books here are the 5 days that I traveled to Florida for Annabella's All Things Winter retreat. 2023 retreat, winter retreat, and it was fun. And if you want to go back a video or 2 ago, I did a recap of it and all the fun things I did and the people I met. It was a great time. So anyway, that's my bookshelf. So I have to do another week. And I thought, oh, during the Super Bowl, I will work on it. And I was so excited, enamored, whatever, of Super Bowl that I just watched the football game and I didn't stitch. Usually I stitch when I watch football. But it was a good game. Congratulations, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. I'm sure that you are a happy camper. Congratulations to Laura and Katie. And I know you guys are big Kansas City fans. Anybody else that's a big Kansas City fan, yay. And if you are a Philadelphia fan, don't feel bad. You played a great game. It was just somebody has to win, somebody has to lose, and it was a great game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I kept thinking, well, I'll do it during the commercials. And then I went, no, if you're watching a Super Bowl game, Annie, you want to watch the commercials too, because they're pretty fun, and they were. So yeah, didn't get any stitching done on the books. So that will be a stitch that I do. I'll probably try to catch it up at least till the end of the month and maybe do one of the shelves this weekend. Today's Friday. I never didn't say that. It's Friday the 17th or 18th. Not sure which. Look at my phone. It is Friday 17th. It's the 17th. So, yeah. So I did that. Then, like I said, if I could find my tiny town, I'd show you that. And that's going to bug me. Bug me, bug me, bug me. Because I really don't know what I did with it. But it's here. I know it's here. Last week I couldn't show you the chart, and it was under something. This time I can't find the silly stitched up pattern. It's got to be under something. But that's the way life is. I found the floss. Found the floss. Found the fabric I was going to stitch it on. Yeah. It is nowhere to be found, which is so frustrating. I can't tell you how frustrating that is. Okay, but then I told you last week I was going to stitch on the flamingo that we got at, what's it called? The retreat we went to, All Things Winter. And there she is. And there she is. Isn't she fun? I'm very excited. So we got this needle minder, which, as I've said, I don't use needle minders to hold needles because of my cat. But it's so cute. And I got this fabric. It's a 14 count. Something very bluish gray of some type. Sorry about the see-through. Oops, that didn't help. There we go. Isn't she cute? Yeah. I just have to, so I finished the light green. This is her again. And one of the things is we got all the thread for her. And so it looks a little different than the pattern. But I didn't do it on white. And we were supplied with a white. It was either an even weave or a linen. I think it was an even weave. It was definitely an even weave. But it had to be a 28 count. And I just didn't want to do her. I didn't want to struggle with her at all. So all I have to do is outline the flower. No, or backstitch the flowers. Oop, that shows her. But yeah. So that's what she looked like, just as an emblem that we saw all weekend. This is the pattern. So I have to backstitch the flowers, and then do the arch with the little green hearts, and it says All Things Winter, and I'll probably put 2023 on there somewhere. Although I did order some 2023 charms to start sewing on my finishes, because like I said, I finished 3 already. I finished 3? I finished 3 this year already. She'll be my 4th, and she's going to be done this weekend. But the colors are great. So part of the reason I wanted to do her also was because of Gilda, who's my mascot. I decided Gilda is my mascot for 2023. Gilda's going to appear and reappear. There's her. I think she's named for her gilded nose. She's one of those, they call them Beanie Boos. And her name is Gilda. So they gave her that name. And I think it's because of her gilded beak. I was going to say nose, and that's not right. And she looks just like her, although she has blue eyes. I didn't put blue eyes on her. I should have. They're brown on here. That would have been cool. You know, I may pick that out and make them blue just so they match Gilda. I might do that. It's fun to talk to y'all because I get these fun, creative ideas when I do it. When I'm talking to you and reviewing things. So yeah, that's Gilda. She's my 2023 mascot. And all things flamingo. It sticks in my in my mouth. Sometimes I want to say penguin or pelican. For some reason, I can't get the flamingo part out, but isn't she cute? And I love little stuffed animals. I love having, and I love collecting them from little trips I've gone to. So, yeah, pretty happy with her. And I've probably stitched on her 6, 7 days. You know, limited somewhat in time because of my fingers. But she's gone fast and she's fun. She's been very fun, as was that Valentine house. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, I know I showed it to you when I got back from the retreat, was this little bag. Isn't this fun? One of our table mates gave these to us, and there's a lady, I think it's either Etsy, she either makes them or she has the patterns for them, and I have the info in my all things winter collection bag. It's flamingo colored. I put all the flosses that I used. Oh, we also got these. Oops, sorry about my fingers. These wonderful floss holders. Aren't those pretty? Where you can put the brand and the name and the number. So we got all those, and then we did get all the Alicia gave us these. Oh, I didn't realize that. Alicia Viacharo, the Fanciful Flamingo, who's I'm a big fan of now. I've watched a lot of her floss tubes, and I'm staying current with her, and she's really a fun person. Check her out because she's got a great floss tube. She's called the Fanciful Flamingo, and I didn't realize, pardon me, those were her floss drops. Those are fabulous. Anyway, we got all, so I put them on her floss tube, on the floss drops that she gave us at our tables, and they fit just perfect in. So little projects are gonna, all my flamingo projects are just gonna fit right in this little pouch. Zips up, has a little handle if you need it, and isn't it pretty? So I wanted to do a shout out on that. That came from, her name was Diane. I remember her last name, at my table. She doesn't do a floss tube. I'm positive she doesn't do a floss tube because we discussed it. And we encouraged her to it because she's got a fabulous personality and she'd be great at it. But she said she works on her computer at home too much and is on too many Zoom calls, and it's just not her calling. So, and I completely respect that. So, hi Diane, if you're watching. Hi all my table mates from All Things Winter. And then hi all my table mates from last year at Steel City Stitchers. I'm heading your way next month. And if we sit at one table again, that'd be fun. But if we spread ourselves around, we'll definitely connect. So very excited to see a lot of the gals that were at my table last year. I wasn't going to go this year because last year was such a nightmare to get there because of the snow. But it was the first week of February. This is the third week in March that we're going. But as I've said before, March and April are usually some of Denver, Colorado's snowiest months. I got snowed in at airport one time. All that to say, I'm hoping it won't be an issue. And it very well might not. So I'm very excited to go back to Pittsburgh. Never thought I would say that. But to see all my gal pals, stitching buddies, and meet new people. Meet new people, because that's part of the fun of going to these retreats is connecting, stitching to connect, and it's great fun. I'm rambling a little bit, still trying to remember where I put my finish, but it isn't going to happen. So I wanted to show you a few things and talk about a few things. And then, like I said, this is probably going to be kind of a shortish one. I've got my journal out here. I just realized that March Madness, or Battle of the Whips, as the Black Needle Society's journal calls it, is in March. And that's 2 weeks away. Is it 2 weeks? A week and a half? What is today? Today's the 17th. So we have, where's February? February. That's not February. This is February. I have hardly even touched I've put a few things down, but I haven't really stickered it up. So it is the 17th of February. We have a week and a half till March. And then March, Battle of the Whips starts. And I need to figure out if I'm going to participate in that, or I'm going to plan it and then fall off the wagon like I did last year. It's kind of a fun thing to do. You do brackets like the basketball March Madness does, and so this is the chart in our journal. It's called Battle of the Whips, and you put all your chosen whips in there, and maybe some starts. I put in some starts last year that I got started, and then you narrow them down as you go. Like what some gals or some stitchers like to do Instagram. They'll post it on Instagram and then have people vote for which one they should keep working on, and they do it that way. I'm not a big Instagram person. I either can't figure it out, which is totally possible, or I just fumble around, and I like it. I like watching it. I like, staying caught up on it. But as far as me posting content on it, I'm not very good at it. So I'll probably just keep it to myself, or I may do a decision wheel. Sometimes decision wheels work well for me. I put them on my little decision wheel on my phone, and that's how I would pick my brackets, or pick who goes on in my brackets. So that's something that I just came to mind. So I'm looking at my Tiny Town 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have not marked how long I stitch on my flamingo. Other thing I might do is name my flamingo Flossie instead of Gilda. Gilda doesn't roll off my tongue. Flossie the flamingo rolls off my tongue. Flossie, or Fancy, after you, Alicia, Fanciful Flamingo. So big shout out to Alicia, this Flosstube. Flossie's a good one because of Flosstube. That's what we're all doing, right? I don't know, I may call her Flossie. That kind of is cool. Flossie or Fancy, I like both of those. The flamingo. That way, maybe I'll remember how I say, I don't know who this is, sorry. Sorry, that was a random call. I just didn't want to keep it to keep ringing. So let me turn down my ringer. There, that shouldn't bother us anymore. I've gone 23 minutes. I probably should go like 10 more minutes and then cut off, because I'm afraid I'm going to lose my battery on this. Flamingo talk. And I think I mentioned Black Needle Society's March box, not March, May box, my birthday month, is going to be flamingos. So that's kind of why I wanted to stitch up my, maybe I'll name her Flossie or her Fancy on my All Things Winter Flamingo, because I'm planning on starting naming some of these flamingos for the year. So watch out for the flamingo flock. And I have a couple of other flamingo patterns, and I know a couple that I want to get. So speaking of haul, all I really have for haul this month And I'm trying to, so my Valentine Tiny Town I stitched was out of my stash, except for the chart and one Weeks Dye Works I ordered. Everything else was from my stash. So I felt pretty good about that. And I'm trying to not order a ton of things. I've not ordered any market releases yet. There are some I have my eye on, but you know what? They're going to be there. I don't have to have them right now. And I looked at what I was spending in February, and my purchases are kind of big right there. Partly because I paid for camp, Black Needle Society camp, and I paid for my box, my subscription box from Black Needle Society. And then I've gotten my Forbidden Fiber flosses. Am I getting fabric from them? No, I'm not getting fabric from them anymore. Forbidden Fiber flosses. I've gotten my floss and my fabric from New England, Stitch New England. Can't remember. Her Flosstube name is Stitching in the Land of Good Enough, Pam. And I switched some of my stuff over to her because I want to support her brick and mortar that she started last year. So I get floss and fabric from her every month. And then my Fortnite fabric, I get them. So I get fabric from them. Fabric from, anyway, I just said all of that. So I'm trying not to buy anything. Plus I'm going next month and I know I'm going to spend at the retreat. So I'm trying to be somewhat good. Maybe not, maybe so. So I'm not spending a lot of extra. And then, oh, I did realize also I'm getting my, and I can't remember the name of it because it's the first time I've gotten it. There's a quarterly or an every 2 month, it might be every 2 month or it may be quarterly bag, project bag that I ordered. And I'm getting that. I got the bill for that, and it's not even on my list yet. And it's coming in a week and a half. So that was my February purchases. So my big camp registration. I also got my plane ticket to Pittsburgh. So that's all done. So I've got my hotel, which I got back when they first opened the registration so I could get my hotel where it's being held. I got my plane ticket this month, and I paid for that other registration back in the fall, I believe. So I'm trying to be good. And if there's something I just have to have, I'll order it. But right now I'm in pretty good shape. So I want to show you my Weeks Dye Works. And I know some of you don't care for Weeks Dye Works, and I understand that, and I have no problem with that. I'm going to show you my latest latest subscription monthly. I got Conch. It's just showing up pretty. I like the lighting in here between 2 and 3 o'clock. When is it? It's 3:02. Yeah, it's good. So I was planning on. I've gone like almost 14 days. It might be the 14. I've gone almost 2 weeks. But we had really snowy, cloudy weather this week. We got another 5 inches of snow 2 days ago. The day before that, it was kind of cloudy and stuff. And I can't do it. I can't do my floss tubes. I have a ring light, but I don't like it, how much it reflects in everything I show or in my glasses. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. This is conch, or conch, however you say that. This is confetti, which could make a really fun border or a twisted cord. And this is cranberry ice, pretty solid cranberry. I don't see a lot of variegation in that, which is kind of unusual for weeks. This one I love. It's called Collards. It's like collard greens, which I don't care for. I've made them now because of my family connection. And this is coleus, which I don't know what that is or what that means. It's interesting. It's mostly greens and pinks. This is cornbread, which is a lot of fun golds and yellows. And again, another fun border. I don't mind borders at all. Corn silk, especially if they're smallish. Corn silk, a green, looks just like corn silk would when you pull it off of corn. Copper, lots of fun, good colors in that. Cognac. So this is cool because I've gotten 10 or 12 different ones. And last month, like I said before, she doubled up on some of them and I didn't understand that. But anyway, cognac. I didn't fuss. Concord. Grapes. Grapes, grapes, grapes. Which reminds me, a little bit of life thrown here in here at the end. I think that's all my stitching I'm talking about today. It's 31 minutes, so I'm going to try and go another 5. Little life. My daughter and 2 sons and their spouses and engaged significant other are all meeting in Napa Valley this weekend over President's Day weekend, and they're going to do a wine thing to celebrate my son-in-law's birthday, which is Valentine's Day, my daughter's 50th birthday, which was in January, and as I said, she didn't want a big party. She just wanted to take the family on a trip to Morocco over Christmas break, which they had great fun. And my son, who lives in Berkeley, Bay Area, not in Berkeley, starts on now. It's not coming to me. He and his fiance, Rebecca, are meeting them there. And so the 3 sets of couples are going to be together. And I love that. I love that my adult kids are doing that together. It just is so special and meaningful. And the other big family news is my granddaughter has made her choice of where she's going to college next year. And when her grandpa and I called her and talked to her, and she said, we said, so how are you feeling, Josie, about your choice? And she just said, all I can say is she got an early decision on a university that she wanted. She said, all I can say is I'm so glad that the college application process is over. And I understand that. I mean, she applied to some very top-notch schools, and it's nerve-wracking. So that's a big yay. And we're going there in June. They live in DC area. Going there in June and going to her high school graduation. So that's a big wow. My mom, who I think I told you 2 weeks ago, it's been 3 weeks now, maybe 4, had fallen and fractured her hip. She had 3 small fractures in her left hip. They didn't do surgery or pins or anything. She's supposed to be released out of rehab. She's been in rehab for 2 weeks. She was in the hospital for right at a week. So it's been 3 weeks. Right at a week. She's been in rehab for at least 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. And she's going home today. So we'll see. When I was talking to my sister and my brother-in-law yesterday, they just said, she's 87. She's had 1 hip replaced. And then this happened 5 years. Her hip replacement was 5 years ago. She's always uses her walker. She always uses, every way to get around that she needs to. But if she falls again or injures this other hip, she may be in a wheelchair. I don't know, or a scooter, So we'll see. We'll see. It's It's been I mean, she's done really well throughout the whole thing, but it's been a little, as is, when you deal with family injuries or elderly family members, elderly more than me, um, that are losing their mobility, as I would say. It's always a challenge to have to deal with that, to have to make the decisions. She is living independently right now, and I don't know if she'll have to go into assisted living. So we'll see. So that's been a big focus for my family, on my siblings, myself. And what else? I think that's it. So I want to finish up my flamingo. I'm definitely going to work on my Magnus, my Chesapeake Bay Retriever that I've shown a number of times. I'm working on that for the last 2 weeks, and I need to start thinking about my March Madness or whips battle. Is that what they call it in here? Battle of the Whips. Yes. So I hope this finds you well and healthy and enjoying life, enjoying your stitching. And I will see you in hopefully 10 days to 2 weeks. I was right in that ballpark this time. I've tried to do it a week to 10 days, and it just doesn't always work. I don't feel like I have enough content, or my hands have acted up, or something in life has come along. But I'm planning on seeing you in a week to 10 days to 2 weeks. Let's put it that way. So I have 3 options: a week, 10 days, or 2 weeks. Anyway, this is Stitching to Connect Annie. Have a great weekend. And if you're going anywhere for President's Day weekend, travel safe. Enjoy any time off you might have is extra. That's always fun if you're meeting with family or friends, as is all 3 of my kids are going to be together and their loved ones. Enjoy, and I'll see you. Bye.